on my hands right now, and I'm stumbling through the dark in the dawn. I have found new ways, but no, I can't be the one that you need.
Hello and thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Anne, and in today's video I'm gonna show you how I created this blown out orangey eye look. I really like how it turned out, and this will definitely make your eye color pop out. So the first thing I did was priming my eyelids. I'm using my all-time favorite eyeshadow primer, which is the MAC Cosmetics Soft Ocher Paint Pot. And to apply this, I'm using the Sigma Beauty P84 brush. Now for today's eye look, I'm taking the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette, which is an incredibly beautiful palette. I will put the name in the description bar, and I also have made a different video, which I will put the link in the description bar as well if you haven't seen it yet. This is the second look that I made using this palette, and I use it actually very often off camera. It's kind of my go-to eye look palette now because I just feel like the colors are so beautiful and they really make my eye color stand out. So it's one of my favorite palettes. So I wanted to do another look, and I really love how it turned out. So the first thing I did, I went in with the lightest orangey soft color and I blended it all over in the crease. This is a matte color. I never really use like shimmery shades in the crease area. I feel like that's not really looking nice. So I always use like matte colors for the crease. And then if I would like wanna use shimmery shades, I use them on the eyelids, but actually never use them in the crease. I don't even know why, but I feel like it never really looks good because you have like a crease going on, and sometimes, I don't know, it just looks a little bit weird. Let me know if you do use like shimmery shades in the crease. I'm really curious to know. So now I went in with a shade which is slightly darker, and I'm just doing the same as I did with the first color, just blending it in the crease and also focusing like along the outer V of the eyelid, because I wanted to create like a winged, smoked out end at the eyelid area, outer V, if that makes sense. I'm not creating like a round shape at the end, I'm creating more like a winged end, if that makes sense. And don't worry if it looks a little bit messy, we're gonna clean it up with concealer. So now I'm taking this color, which is even darker. It has more of a orangey reddish undertone, really pretty. And I took a tinier brush. The one that I'm using right now is a Morphe M506, really focusing at the outer V area to first create like that winged end, which I was talking about, and then with whatever's left of my brush, I blended a bit more of that towards the inner corner of my crease. I just went in a few times back with the color to really softly build it up. I didn't want it to go in with too much product straight away, because that way sometimes it can be a bit harder to blend out. So just take your time for this. You don't have to use like too much product. And what I also really love about the palette is that the eyeshadows are really easy to blend out. The eyeshadows are just so soft, it's not looking harsh. I just really like it. So now I'm taking this yellow color and I'm gonna use a tinier blending brush and pressing that at the inner corner of the eye. I wanted to create like a sort of ombre from yellow at the inner corner, orange in the middle part of the eyelid, and then a darker orange at the outer V to create like a sort of sunrise ombre. And I really liked how it turned out, because I wasn't really sure if the colors would like really nicely blend into each other, but it actually went really easy, and I actually got a lot of compliments on Instagram, which I didn't really expect, because I just felt like maybe people would find it boring for me to use orange shades, because I use warm tones very often. Those are like my favorite colors to use. But I actually received a lot of positive response, so that was actually really nice. So now I went in with this color, applied it at the middle part, and now we're gonna do like an even darker shade at the outer V, which is this one, which we also already used in the outer V. So it's not really hard to now go back in with this color, because the shade is already in the outer V, so it's just really easy to blend it on top of it. I just wanted to add a little bit more to darken it up, and also to make sure that the color that we applied on the middle part of the eyelid blends into the eyeshadows in the outer V. So that's why I went back in with a little bit more, even though the shade was already there. If you go in at the end, it just blends all better, I feel like. Even if you find like the crease isn't looking blended enough, you can go in with the color we used all the way at the beginning, blend a little bit more of that around the edges just to make sure it's even more blended out. So now I'm taking this palette from Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. I completely forgot that I went in with this palette also, because I felt like I needed one shade which was a bit darker, and in the Sunrise palette from Natasha Denona there's not really like a super dark brown color. So that's why I went in with the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette to take a much darker brown color. I know a lot of people own this palette, so I just decided to go in with that one. So if you recreate this eye look, I'm sure you have one palette that has like a dark brown. Just take that color and blend a little bit more of that in the outer V to create a little bit more darkness. But this is actually also optional. If you don't have a dark brown color, you can definitely keep it the way it looked before. But I liked the outer V to just be a little bit darker. I just like how it looks. Then now I went in with a livid concealer because I felt like the outer V was looking a little bit messy. I wanted it to be a little bit more clean, but at the same time I didn't want it to be like too sharp, too clean, like a really strong edge, if you know what I mean. For example, if I would use a shadow shield, this would leave me with a really harsh line. I did not want it to be like that. I just wanted it to be like a bit more softer. So I went in with a soft blending brush and I just applied a tiny amount of concealer and I'm smudging it along the edges. And then I went in with a blending brush with a little bit of the color we used all the way at the beginning, like that really soft orangey nude color. Blended a little bit more around the edges just to make sure that everything looks blended out. I feel like you can never blend too much, so at the end it's always good to go in with a light color and make sure that there are no harsh lines. I just feel like sometimes it makes definitely a difference. So now I'm going back in with this color and I'm gonna use that for underneath the lower lash line as well, taking a very tiny Morphe M506 brush and blending this along the lash line. I think for underneath the lower lash line you definitely want to use like a more tinier brush because you want to work a little bit more precise. So the Morphe M506 or the Morphe M507 are really nice brushes. Then I'm going back in with this more orangey shade, blending this underneath the lower lash line as well, but more at the middle part. I wanted to create the ombre that we created on the eyelid, also underneath the lower lash line. So I'm just using all the shades we used earlier for the eyelid and I'm taking them now back underneath the lower lash line so everything comes together. So the same goes for this yellowy color which we used at the inner corner of the eyelids. So now I'm doing the same underneath the lower lash line in the inner corner area. Now for in my waterline, I'm taking my current favorite eye pencil, which is the Vibes pencil from Morphe. This is a really beautiful warm tone brown color, so I'm using this all the way in the waterline, and this will make my eye color pop out even more. I really love this pencil and I've been using it like very often on my YouTube channel. Then I'm taking the roller liner from Benefit Cosmetics, which is a really nice eyeliner. I'm gonna use it just to create a simple line above the lash line. This is optional, like I really didn't want it to go with eyeliner, but I feel like whenever I use fake eyelashes, I like to create a tiny line above the lash line, and this will hide the lash band. It will just makes it look a little bit more natural. You won't really see the glue. I just really like that. So now I'm taking these beautiful lashes. I will put the name in the description bar, and I'm using my tweezers to apply them. And what I'm doing, I'm applying the lash band right on top of where I applied the eyeliner line. And this way the lash band will really nicely fit on the eyeliner. And if I would have like some places that has a little bit visible glue, I go on top of it with eyeliner, and I just feel like it makes it look so much more natural and invisible because it just kind of disappears on top of the eyeliner line that I created. And if I wouldn't have that line of eyeliner, I feel like you would see like a little bit of the glue on top of the eyelid. So this is just a little trick that I always do. And then here you have the finished result. I know I'm not showing the whole face part, but I did post a picture on my Instagram where you can see the eye makeup in combination with the face makeup, so if you're interested. But yeah, this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoy watching this video. I really love how the eye look turned out. I think it's so beautiful for summer, but also for fall. This is like the perfect eye look. I think the warm tones are so beautiful, and I think it will look amazing with blue eyes, with green eyes, with brown eyes. So definitely try it out if you're really into warm tones. I'm sure you guys will like it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. This is really helpful for my YouTube channel, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!
Then I changed my mind. Maybe we got time to make this right. Can I be the one that you need? Maybe if I change the way I love